2020, the possibility of recession will once again hang over the world economy, thanks to one thing in particular.
The trade war between the US and China is one of the biggest risks to the global economy, and it could be enough to tip it into a recession.
The U.S. increased tariffs on $200 billion worth of goods.
China striking back at the U.S. today, saying it will raise tariffs on $60 billion of U.S. goods.
We saw an escalation in the trade war between the US and China at the start of 2019.
And after months of confrontation, China and America agreed a preliminary deal at the end of 2019.
To me, it's not complicated, but that's what I do. It's a phenomenal deal.
But details are scant, and there's likely to be more back and forth in 2020.
We still don't know how that's going to play out. Business confidence is low, and there's been a synchronized slowing over the course of 2019 around the world.
Everyone loses in a trade war.
And in 2020, one of the biggest losers set to be caught in the crossfire will be Germany.
Germany's the motor of the European economy, and it's really been sputtering for the past year. In the third quarter of 2019, it very narrowly avoided falling into a recession. Germany is very exposed to international trade, and as a result, is particularly vulnerable to an intensification of the trade war in 2020.
Germany relies more heavily on trade than any other major economy. Its exports are worth almost half of its GDP, and much of that is manufacturing exports. Kion, a global company based in Frankfurt, is the second largest producer of forklifts in the world. American tariffs on Chinese exports have affected the company's sales, and the continued uncertainty is damaging the company's ability to plan for 2020 and beyond.
Today you have a tariff, tomorrow maybe not. Where should you make your next investment? And so if you're not sure of how competitive is this region going to be, what do? You wait, or you do it someplace else.
In 2020, the chilling effects of the trade war could spread further than manufacturing.
The fear is that an intensification of the trade war and a potentially disorderly Brexit could mean that the troubles will spread from the manufacturing sector in Germany to the rest of the economy, which so far has been insulated from the pain.
If a recession looms in Germany, the government may have to change its traditional habits.
Germany has a chronic underinvestment problem. The government has a rule which means that it cannot run a budget deficit. In 2020, if the economy continues to do badly and unemployment starts to rise, the government might find itself forced to break the rule and to spend more to stimulate the economy.
And if the malaise spreads globally, other governments may also need to loosen the purse strings.